top 10 in the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a non-profit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. We're so happy and proud and honored for you to be here today. I'm going to start talking like my guest in just a moment. But I want to tell you that the thing we have to always, first of all, we have to be thankful to God. But then secondly, we need to be thankful to our sponsor. It's the Wootton Financial Group, and we love them so much. They're so sweet. Chris Wootton is head of that, and he's a great guy, nice guy. He was here, and if you missed that show, go back on YouTube and look at Chris Wootton's show, and he will just amaze you at how you'll just be so confident in him. He's just so calm, and he's just conversational, and he just feels like you got money, you're worried about your money, you're going to retire, you're worried about retiring, come talk to me. Talk to Chris, and he's to calm your fears and make everything all right. But today, my guest is going to be, oh my word, straight out of Louisiana. I mean, if you've missed the way Elvis talked, we're here. We got him. We got somebody right now to listen to. His name is Cody Holley. Cody Holley. Is that two first names? Cody Holley.
It is.
It is. I love it. Cody, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I just met him. We just now met. And so I've been trying to find out all about him, and he's been telling me all the stories I wanted to tell to you and let you know where he came from and what he's been doing. But he's up to something that's really, really cool, very close to my heart, because I was raised in the church. And their mission is to bring Sunday nights back. All of you that have been raised in the church and you used to go on Wednesday night, you went on Sunday morning and Sunday night and Wednesday night, and it seemed like you were just always there at church, right? You should be. But it was like part of the whole thing, and you thought that would never go away. But it did, didn't it, Cody? What happened? What do you think happened? Why did that happen?
Well, I think life just happened, and yeah, you never want to. You always want to keep Christ at the center of your life, but
right.
With sports and all these extracurricular activities and homework and just it's life happens, and then before you know it, it's like, well, we gotta eat, we gotta get the kids in the bed, and we can't miss the Saints football team.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't say the Texans. I didn't say the Cowboys. I'm already getting off to a bad start.
Well, anyway, I thought you were talking about the church, but no, just the Saints, the church.
So you got all these factors going on, and life just happens, and then all of a sudden you just like, I got to get these. I got to get ready for work in the morning.
Right.
And it's all about priority, and I think that's what it comes down to. And not to demonize anybody, it's just life happens, and before you know it, Sunday nights become almost a thing of the past, and And another thing is churches are now doing multiple services in the morning.
Right.
And so, you're doing 2 or 3 services in the morning. You got to give your staff and everybody time to catch their breath for, to get ready for the next week. So there's a lot of different variables involved.
And if you feel guilty,
Yeah.
because you were brought up in the church and you feel like, man, I didn't go to Sunday night. Then you can go to the second service and it'll be fine. And you'll feel like you've been to 2 services. I've done that before. I'm like, okay, well, I've been twice today, so I think we're good.
Right,
It's okay.
right.
Now we're going to go do something else. But
Yeah.
what's interesting, and I told him, I said, Sunday nights became kind of traumatic as I was growing up because I never got to see The Wizard of Oz go to color, because that was the time we were leaving for church. And I never got to see different things that happened, like you're watching a show on TV and you never get to see the ending because you didn't have DVR. It's gone. You'll never see it until 2022. That's it. And so but I love Sunday nights because Sunday nights meant we go to church and my mom would take all the teenagers, the young guys, teens, we would go bowling or we would go skating, and she'd take us to all these places because she felt like, that's the way to keep kids, coming back.
Sure.
If you take them, they will come. And so we had a great time on Sunday nights, and we were always with, the kids from church. And so we didn't socialize a lot with kids from school. And probably there was a good reason for that, but it was great,
Yeah.
and that was your family, and you grew up like that.
Sure.
So I miss Sunday nights. I'm glad you're going to bring them back.
Yeah, we're taking back Sunday nights. So
Now tell them how you got to that name.
As you mentioned earlier, I'm from Louisiana, and I just got a burden, just a burden for the people of this area, Conroe, and so. There's a facility, it's the Senior Center, 1202 Candy Cane Lane, shameless plug. And it's
all about the plug today.
And so there at the Candy Cane Park, there's a facility, it's the Senior Center building, and another church rents it in the morning, and so that's unavailable. So, but the Sunday night is available, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna just take this, and we're gonna just take. We're taking back Sunday nights, and so
great.
because Sunday nights are, like you said, a lot of churches don't have Sunday night anymore, and it's almost
No.
like a thing of the past. And so it's like, we're taking Sunday nights back, and that's how we chose to, just kind of coin that phrase and just market it that way, and hopefully some folks will come out on Sunday night and we'll take it back. So.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I think that's really great. Now we do have there's a little church in Willis. I'm from Willis.
Okay.
And in Willis, right down the street, there's a Church of Christ there, and it has been there since the beginning of time. And I think they went from candles to the electric light there, and I love going to that church because it's just the good old feeling of going back. But they have the Wednesday night class and the Sunday morning and Sunday night, and bless their hearts, it just they are just persevering. They're going to be there. Every time that door's open, you got to be there, and you got to not neglect the gathering of the people. So
That's right.
Anyway, that's what. If I ever feel like I've got to go somewhere, then that's where I'd go on Sunday night if I miss Sunday morning. But now you got it online. So it's been, and when I've talked to a lot of different preachers, and they go, the hardest thing is trying to get people out of their pajamas and put the coffee cup down and come on in and
Right.
be with your brothers
They're
and
in
sisters.
they're in the beanbag eating Cheetos.
Yes.
Watching
Oh,
church.
Yes. And they can flip between the songs
There
the
you go.
channels.
Yeah.
No, but it is funny because I went and got the crackers and I went and got the grape juice
Sure.
and all that, and the hardest time was trying to pass the plate among my grandchildren and stuff. Like, come on, you guys gotta get. And it's hard then to walk you back into the place, the fold with everybody, and I think it was interesting to watch that dynamic happen because people, even when you first went back, we were sitting 8 feet apart or something like
Sure.
that. And so it was really difficult. And then I wanted to hug somebody so bad, just because everybody hugged church, and I was like, so when is it okay that we hug? Do we need to call city council and see what time has the CDC said anything about when we can hug? So anyway, I think it's great.
Yes.
So what do you have a regular service?
Yeah,
Who's preaching?
We're brand new. I mean, right out the box.
You're going to get on ground floor with this,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly right. We had on December the 11th, we had a Christmas bike drive, and we gave away. The Lord blessed us to where we were able to raise enough money to give away 50 bikes
Wow.
to children in this community.
Oh,
Matter of
that's
fact, we had
great.
some left over, and we were able to donate around 15 bikes to the toy drive with the Conroe Police Department, and they were able to get those out.
Oh, that's
and so we've
wonderful.
had that, and that was well attended. And then we had before that we had a Thanksgiving and communion service, and that was the Tuesday night before Thanksgiving. And so we had those two events, and then this past Sunday, we had our second service. On the 1st of January, we started our weekly services. And so we've just been rocking and rolling, and I'm
That
really
is
excited
great.
about that. Yeah.
Now, I can't believe what y'all are getting ready to do. This is going to be, because you're bringing in someone that I love this guy, and I'll be going through my reels, and he'll do a stint on the stage. Mark Lowry.
Yeah,
Mark
Mark
Lowry.
Southbound will be with Mark Lowry on Monday. Southbound will be with us this Sunday.
Okay, so you can see Mark Lowry with the people that you're going
That's
to have
right.
On Sunday. On Monday.
On Monday online it's called Mondays with Mark, and Southbound will be with Mark Lowry on Monday.
Okay.
With Mondays with Mark on YouTube and on Facebook.
So the closest I can get to Mark Lowry is to see Southbound with y'all on Sunday night.
Correct.
That's all right. Okay.
That's right.
I got it.
That's
I knew
right.
there was a way in there somewhere. It was going to be. Yeah. I knew Elvis. It was his cousin's first. Yeah. But I think that that guy is hilarious, and
Yes.
so he's amazing, and he says things that I thought would never come out at somebody's mouth in the church, and the church people just love it when
That's
he
right.
makes fun of them and everybody else he makes fun of. It's just
You know what? You know what I think his humor. Church folks are real folks.
Right.
They laugh. They cut up. They get angry. They get an attitude just like everybody else does.
Right.
And I think he speaks to that human part, that real part, and that's one thing even about No Limits Church. Our slogan is the perfect church for people who aren't. And for those, it's not a license to just, abuse God's grace and just do whatever, but it's a church where people can say, you know what, I may not have it all together, and I don't have to get it all together to come to the feet of Jesus, to the foot of the cross,
That's right.
and to make my life right and to make it because I can't do it by myself, but he can. And that's what it's about, and that's what I love about Mark. He's just real, and he's
real.
funny, and that's why everybody in the church is laughing, because they can all relate to what he's saying.
because they're thinking it a lot of times.
Absolutely.
When they're watching their preacher talk about something and just go on and on about something and go like, but you know what? You don't know my story.
Yeah.
You don't know my backstory. And I don't think I can do what you're asking me to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's interesting. And Jeff, this preacher from First Baptist, was talking about there's so many people. There's, like a lot of people in this church. They have 3 services.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that'll get you away sometimes from people.
Sure.
And he said, and you just the best you can do, but your staff has got to help you. Your staff gets out there and mixes with them and stuff.
That's right.
And that's important. And so right now what y'all are doing, you're really getting to know the people that are coming. And what is, how many of you had so far?
Well, here's what reminds me of that. I grew up under a lot of the old school preachers. Mm-hmm. And one thing they've always told me is that, Cody, never trust a shepherd that doesn't smell like sheep. So, but right now we had 4 on our first service on the first.
Oh, that's
We
great.
had 7, almost doubled for our second
doubled
service.
your attendance.
And now for our bike giveaways, we had about 50 there, and
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. But we're literally starting with nothing, and we're coming to dig it out.
See,
We're going
that's
to dig
awesome.
it out. We're not building off of someone else's church and whatever. We're digging out. We're looking for folks, with the hurting folks, for the lost folks, the folks that aren't churched, the folks that need a miracle, the folks that need healing emotionally, physically, all of those things. We're looking for the folks who need a touch from God, and we're here to dig it out.
That's great, because that would make someone much more comfortable. After saying all that, someone could say, okay, that's where I need to go, because
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to judge me like people that have been going there for years and years and years to some church, and
That's
they know
right.
everybody and all that. Sometimes that's intimidating.
Yeah,
for
sure.
people. It
Yeah.
never was for me. I don't know what my mother did that's raised me, but. Well, we would when we travel, we go to different churches, and my husband would go like, "Why do you act like you walk in and you know everybody?"
Sure.
I said, "Because they're family. It's family." He said, "You've never seen these people before in your life," and you go up and you introduce yourself and say,
Yeah.
I said, "Well, they probably don't expect that, because a lot of times, when you have visitors come in, a lot of people don't know, are they visitors, or they come the first service or the second service, and I don't know why they're, I don't want to go up to them and find out they've been going here for 10 years. But I think that it's a perfect beginning for someone that
Yes.
wants to get into church, that wants to experience church, is to watch somebody plant the seed
That's
and grow. And because if you grow with them, then you feel like you're really part of that.
That's exactly right, and we want to afford that opportunity to anyone in this community, and whosoever will,
Right.
whosoever will. We want to love everybody and challenge folks to grow and to find out what their destiny is. What is their calling? What truly brings you fulfillment on this earth?
Right.
And to find that, and what gifts do you have? And I don't know everybody has a gift. Find out what that gift is. Let's tap into that. Let's capitalize on that, and let's grow it together. Let's grow you. Let's grow the church, because if we're growing the people, we're growing the church.
Right. That's exactly right. And you're not putting someone in some kind of, you're a Baptist or you're a Church of Christ or you're a Catholic and all that. You're wanting to say you have no limits. The way
No
God
limits.
gives you what He gave you.
No limits.
Yeah.
Denominations and the Catholic, Baptist, whatever it is, Pentecostal, there are no labels in heaven.
Right.
There are
That's
the
right.
blood-bought Christians who have repented and made themselves right with God. Those are the ones who are going to inherit the kingdom of God.
But don't tell the Church of Christ that, because they think they're the only ones there.
Oh, no.
That's the oldest joke. And when I heard that joke when I was a teenager,
Oh, no.
they said, St. Peter was taking a tour of people through the heaven, and he said, okay, be quiet. Shh, we're passing the Church of Christ group, and they think they're the only ones here. I couldn't laugh at it then. It made me mad. It was like, what are they talking about? That's terrible. But now it's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
That's great.
That's how we believe. But I'm telling you, it's exciting, because I finally got to a place where it was much more open than it was when I was growing up, because I was very dogmatic, and I would put the kids from my neighborhood on my steps in front of the house, and I would preach to them, because I really wanted to be a preacher, and I knew I never could, because they wouldn't let a woman be a preacher. So I would preach to them, and I would even rock on my heels and talk to them like a preacher would, and just nail them to the cross with scripture, because these kids were all going to hell because it was terrible. But I really was so dogmatic, and so I've come a long way, baby, from that. But it's just that growing up in the Church of Christ, it was even though it was so confining, and there was so much limitation, and there was a lot of misinformation about things that they were talking about. But I wanted to study all the different religions. I wanted to find out from everybody why we do what we do, and And so the things that I found that we do, some things are fine.
Sure.
But the fact that you are preaching Christ, that you are preaching God, and that the love, and that you're trying to spread that, how can I ever say anything bad about that?
Yes.
And like I was telling Jeff yesterday, is that the scariest scripture is that you can't judge people. You're not allowed that. You're not the judge. God's got that. He's got that covered, and you don't need to be the judge of that.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I did so much of that growing up. I look back and go like, wow, I'm glad I'm still here. So I had a chance to figure that out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's you got to be careful with that, because you never want to be on the receiving end of that, and
Right.
that kind of thing. And yes, you do inspect the fruit and things of that nature, but you take your own thoughts and keep them to yourself.
Right. You're supposed to be wise.
And
like
be
a
wise,
serpent.
be vigilant.
Yes.
Watch and pray.
Yes. That's
And
right.
if the Lord shows you something or you discern something, just put that in your pocket and make that personal. It's not to go out and I saw so and so and blah blah blah. Then you've messed up, and
Yeah.
that may catch up with you on down the road.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And we've all been guilty of it,
That's
myself included. I'm the chief among us.
I tell you, I told him, the preacher we had said, this is how I handle anybody come and tell me a story about somebody else and gossip. Is that they started, and I know this where we're going, and I tell them, hold up, I just want you to know before you say this story you're going to tell me about these people, I'm going to go to them as soon as we're through and tell them everything you've said. So just go ahead. Okay, what? And he said, I go like, okay, I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Okay, and that was, I said, that's brilliant, because that's how it could stop a lot of stuff.
It cuts all that out.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Yeah, because that's the whole point, is you don't want anyone else to know. But I think having faith, it's funny because as a kid, having faith that God is hearing everything you say, he's watching you, was always scary to me when they'd start that stuff. Are you sure he's watching me? Because there's a lot of worse people, but he's watching me. Mm-hmm. He knows the hair on your head. He knows, and they start telling about, he knows all this about you already. Mm-hmm. And so it does. It's transforming whenever you really understand it. And I may understand it for at least 30 minutes, and then I forget it and I do something that's wrong. But so goes grace, and that's what.
That's right. That's right. You got to crucify that flesh daily. Every day.
Why? I thought all you have to do is go under that water, come back up, and you're good to go.
Good
Yeah, that's it.
Every day.
No, it is. It's difficult, but it's like marriage. You've got to work at the marriage. It's not just because you said I do. Doesn't mean that you don't still got to say I do every day.
Right.
And remind yourself that you do.
Right.
And I think that was difficult too. He's put a lot of difficult stuff for us, but he knows that if you get through it, then this is what your reward's going to be.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
can have that reward right here.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think that.
Oh, I do. He's come to give us life and that more abundantly.
Right.
I think we settle for so much less on this side of heaven than what God has for us.
Oh yeah, we're going to be like, can you believe we went to all that and we didn't need to? All we need to do is to ask him. He's just said, I would have given you everything.
The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Whatever you want, it's for you. All you have to do, you have not because you ask not. Open up your mouth and ask. We have access. If you're a believer, you have the access. And I think we cut ourselves and sell ourselves short so many times by not just opening up our mouths and using that access and asking God.
See, that scripture should be tattoo something, right?
Right.
Everybody have that on their forehead so that you look at it and go like, if I ask,
if you ask
in faith, you ask, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It's yours. And so but we're so skeptical now. Everybody's so skeptical. So when people are coming to your church, you're going to have to be all ready for giving them empowering them with what they have, and to be able to be calm and not be anxious about anything.
That's it.
And and right now that's really difficult.
Oh, yes, yes.
So-
The anxiety and the age in which we're living, the world that we're living in, and the state our country is in, and everything else. You're dealing with a lot of anxiety, and you're dealing with a lot of worry, and a lot of unknowns, and a lot of uncharted territory.
Right.
And you have to learn and ask God to give us wisdom to navigate through those things, because in a lot of ways it's just there's things that people. My grandmother never saw that in her lifetime. The COVID thing. The shutting down everything, and it's and so with all of that being said, you just have to say, God, give us wisdom. Give us wisdom.
Right.
Give us, because sometimes, and I preached the other day, sometimes it's okay to say, because in all of our infinite wisdom and teaching and learning and we want to have some prolific and profound answer to everything. Sometimes it's just okay to say, you know what? I love you and I love God, but I don't know. I don't have the answer, but I know that His grace is sufficient.
There you go.
So go for your grace.
That's right. You were talking about going to church on Sunday morning and Sunday night and Wednesday night, and I can remember when I had my children, and we would go to church, and I would tell the story because I would have to go around. And I was doing positive thinking, talks and stuff, and going around doing this, and I said, "Here's what is interesting about church. It's because you get up on Sunday morning, and as the mom, I was talking to women, I said, as the mom, you got to fix the breakfast, you got to get kids clothed, and your husband is just shaving and getting his clothes on, and then he comes in and says, why isn't everybody ready? And so that makes you mad. And so he said, because you didn't have any, and you hold back saying that. But then you get in the car, and you start, because you're yelling at the kids all the way out their car. Why didn't you get that? Go get your Bible. Get your Bible. You don't have socks on. Go get your socks on. And you're all the way to church. You are letting them have it over the car seat and saying, you better not ever do that again. And I can't, when you get home, well, we're going to have a talk about it. And you get to the church, you pull in the parking lot, you get out, and you start walking in, and you see, Sister so-and-so, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. And your kids are looking up going, what happened? What happened to you? And I'm being so sweet and so wonderful.
Right.
When we leave, after I get the kids, I'll say, wasn't that great? I feel so good. Don't you feel good? And they go like, okay, Mom, but here's the deal. What happened between when we left the house, when you got to the church, and you opened that door, and you were just la 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 to everybody else, but you were so mean to us? And I went, oh yeah, I got to work on that. Okay, but that's how we do, and so So you start seeing why the evolution process happened, where you lose Sunday night or you lose Wednesday night because of homework and trying to get everybody together and all of that. It is sad because we need it. We need it so badly. Because by the time we came out of church, we all feel like, this is so great. This was wonderful.
Sure.
What happened? Oh, you went to church.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes a difference. It reminds me of that old Southern gospel song growing up, the old soul filling station. You just gotta refill sometimes because sometimes the boss may get on your nerves that week, or the woman working in the cubicle next to you or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, I need just a little bit of something to help me get through this week, like you said, the kids, the stress. It's just life, and we're back to the anxiety thing. It's just people need something to lean on, and that is the thing to lean on. It reminds me of that old song, for the things that I need, I lean on you. When I don't know just what to do, I have the faith you're going to see me right on through to provide my every need. I lean on you, and so it's just if we learn to lean on Jesus.
That's right.
Learning to lean.
But the best was the first time I heard about the car. There was a song that came out, and I was going like, how could they do this song? This was pretty, why would you do that against Jesus? It's about Jesus taking you on, going with you on the drive and help you. Oh,
Jesus, take the wheel?
Take the wheel, yes. Jesus, take the wheel. When I first heard that, I went, I was so incensed. How could they do that? But you listen to it, and it's like, it was a good message. It was.
Right.
It wasn't bad, but it was everybody was making fun of it, but it was. But it was a good message. It was like,
Sure.
let him take you, and that's
Let him
hard.
take control. Yeah.
That's hard, and it's getting harder and harder for us to do because we see that people always aren't the best to take our, lead for our life. So we need to lean on God.
That's
because
exactly right.
Because you can't trust everybody
That's
just
it.
because they're president, vice president, or they're the leader of your Sunday school class. You still
100%.
have to have the everything goes into God or Jesus.
That's it. Man will fail you. Man is
Yes.
flesh and blood, but God never fails.
Right.
And I think that's you've seen it in the past, and different ministries and things have happened. But if we focus on man, we'll miss the mark every time. But if we keep Jesus Christ, the
Right.
Lord of our life, and the center of our focus and the center of our joy, we'll never go wrong.
What's one of the funniest, not funny, but it's the most interesting verse in the Bible is that you need to be good to everybody because you have entertained angels unaware.
Yes.
And so I love that. That's so supernatural. That's so like somebody should make a movie of this. And it's something that we see in movies and we believe all that in movies, but you know what? What God has put in here is so much more supernatural than than the movies have. So it's like you do need to be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
See, I keep seeing the angel in Richard, and make sure that I'm always nice to him, and I bring him a Subway sandwich when I can, and he's and it just lights up his face, and so so I'm trying to see that angel in him. No, he's great. So what I love about you is because you've got that old Southern charm about you, and I think your mama did well and taught you well.
Well, and her Southern, when you talk about Southern, and her name is Charlotte Ann. So
Charlotte Ann, no, that's
get
great.
much more Southern than that. But,
No.
but I will convey the message. I know she'll be glad to hear that. But,
Well, every time some guy opens the door for me, like I'm holding a drink here and the the food here, and I'm going out the door, and somebody opened the door. I was like, "Man, your mama taught you right," and he goes, "Yes, ma'am, she did." And they just get a big smile on their face, and it's like that's probably why they do something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because those kind of charms have gone away. I don't know when the last time somebody pulled a chair out for me. Richard, I wait here, stand here at the table, and he never comes and pulls the chair out for me. But it's okay. That's okay. I'm just trying to teach him. No, that's not true. But I think that, let me see. Oh, we hear good. See, you know what? He was worried about us. We've had 30 minutes of conversation.
Oh, yes.
So it is, believe me, it goes by quickly. And we've got 15 more minutes. So we're going to do 15 minutes of talking about. Now, are you married?
I am not married. I was engaged.
Oh, girls. Yes.
I was engaged. It didn't work out, and that's okay. I'm happy for her, and I'm happy for me.
Oh,
And
good
so-
boy. You could do a book on that by itself. Just how you got through that. Yes. But you keep yourself distracted, and you've got so much going on.
I do.
And
Yes.
just wait. You're going to have so much fun with the crowd that comes in.
I'm so excited.
That's going to be wonderful.
When I drive into the city,
Mm-hmm.
I get giddy. I get giddy. It's just I'm so excited. I'm so excited about what God's going to do in this city.
And you're going to do this on Sunday nights only.
Sunday nights for now.
For now.
And as we grow, and we'll do more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just if you go to Wednesday nights, then I've seen on Sunday nights. Are you going to do from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 or what?
We'll start at 6 o'clock, okay, and then we'll go from 6 to about 7:15, 7:30ish, 7:30 the latest. If the Lord really moves and I have a lot to say, we may be there until 7:30. But I do try to be mindful of the children who have school the next day and showers and meals and getting all the kids and all that
Yes.
to get prepared for the next work week. So we try to be mindful of that. But we want to move with the Holy Spirit. We want God to move and to touch and minister. And so but I would say we start at 6. We're usually out by 7:15 to be safe.
Okay, so if you could just check the TV guide and see if when the Wizard of Oz is on and what time at night, and be able to let the kids see the whole thing, that would be great. No, that was great. Now that I know the devil hates that we have DVRs and stuff, so we can have that and come home and watch the whole thing all together.
Yeah, that's right. And then we have a great music band. Now this particular Sunday we'll have a great band there, and we'll have keyboard, drums, bass.
This is Southbound is going to be there.
Southbound, yes.
This Sunday, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Southbound will be here, and it's a men's trio. And if you like that good old Southern gospel,
Yes.
they'll be doing their Southern guys, Southern gospel gets, and they will be there doing a lot of great songs. Sometimes It Takes a Mountain is one of their great songs that they do. But anyway, and then they're releasing a single. I think this tomorrow or the next day they're releasing a radio single that'll be out across the country, and I believe that's on Saturday, and that's why they're going to be with Mark Lowry on Mondays with Mark, because they'll be promoting their brand new radio single.
Oh, okay.
That'll be nationwide. But
Now wait,
yeah,
so
we'll
you
have
can
them
go to
Sunday.
YouTube and do Southbound and
or
listen to them.
Apple Music, YouTube, Google Play, Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
Yes. Okay, so they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Okay.
Yes. And if you want to see them in person, they'll be with us, and then we're going to have some great praise and worship. And then Pastor Clint Brown, he is the founding member of Southbound, but he also pastors a great church in Orlando called Judah Church. And he will be preaching the Word of God on Sunday night, and he is a phenomenal communicator. Great.
Well,
preacher.
yeah, you've got to get the message out, and I'm glad you came to the Cindy Cochran show, because you'll have thousands show up, and you just won't know what to do with them. Isn't that right, Richard? No. If we can get at least 5 there or 6 there for you, we can increase that by that manyfold. We also wanted to say that anyone that has missed this can watch this. It's on YouTube as soon as we're through. It's there, and so it'll be there for forever and ever.
Yeah.
So anything that you've said that you have to retract, just let us know. We'll edit that out.
Right.
No, I think that it's great, because a lot of times the families and the members of the church or whatever have got to see it, so they can go back and watch it and see what all you guys have to offer. I think that's great. Now, are y'all put signs up? Are there signs up, or what do you have?
Outside the senior center, we don't have any signs up yet. We're going to get the ones. Of course, we're mobile, so we have storage units that we store everything in.
Oh, okay.
We tear down, we set up every week, and so.
Wow.
But we're going to be getting some of those banners, the ones that go on the ground, and
Yes,
the flag, like a fin.
Yeah.
And we'll get some of those. But if you come and you see the senior center building,
Yes.
at Candy Cane Park, there's only one there.
That's right.
That's
right.
And we're going to be inside there. We'll have greeters at the doors, and we may even have some cookies and some refreshments, and
There you go.
and some coffee and tea and juice, and
if you feed them, they will come.
that's it.
That's just you got to go by that.
That's exactly right.
In fact, I told our preacher one time, I just started this church, and I would look at the atrium, and the atrium was just empty. Everybody would just walk in and go sit down, and nobody was talking or anything. And I went, if I put a spread out here, they will just stand here forever until somebody tells them, y'all come on in, but it'll be great. And they went, are you sure? You mean you're going to put food out? And I went, yeah, I'm going to put salsa, and I'm going to put chicken salad out, and I'm going to put chips. And they go like, that's like for lunch. And I said, I'm telling you, people come hungry. They just come hungry to church. So we did it, and all the people, there was so much conversation, and and the lady came up and said, thank you, my child is diabetic, and I needed something to give
great.
some protein, and you got protein. Thank you so much. I went, God made me do it. I don't know. It's just, it just happens that way. But it was great. It was great. And that's when I realized that if you feed them, they will come.
Well, you can't be a fisherman of men without a little bait.
That's exactly right. I like that. I could have used that.
You got to have a little bait every now and again, and so that's awesome. But,
No, that's good.
I'm super thrilled, and it's gonna be a fun time. I think there's a neighboring church from Sealy. That they're bringing a van load that are going to come, and
that's great.
And so that's going to be exciting. And, but it's we're just here. We're just here to love people. We're here to serve people. We're here to meet people where they are, and show them Jesus the best way we know how.
Have you heard anything about the Miracle City? Luke Reedus, he's takes care of the homeless. He caters to the homeless, and it's just amazing. And they've now built this place. I don't know exactly where it is now, but it's called Miracle City. It's here in Conroe. He started out at the Chop House. It was Conroe's House of Prayer, and I went in there thinking I was going to get pork chops, and found that it was not that way. And that's how I met him. And they do that, and then they go out to Lewis Park on Saturdays, and they feed them breakfast. And so they come and then they pray, and it's great.
The hands and feet of Jesus.
Yes, and I mean he has really great stories about how, he said you've got to look into the eyes of someone who does not have a home, and that is searching for a home. And what you're going to see is you're going to see Jesus in there, and you're going to be helping that person. Right. And that's what it's all about. And it was so great to know that there's people like that, like you, and that are taking care of people that aren't coming in as a structured member of a church or something like that. They're going to come in and they're going to learn about the love that first comes first. And that's what's, to me, it's all about.
You take the time to disciple these
right.
people that, and turn them into soul winners, turn them into, awesome people of the society and the community. And that's what God can do. He can take someone who's homeless and, I say take somebody from the pit to the palace. So take somebody from the storefront to the forefront.
That's
God
right.
can do that. From the outhouse to the penthouse. Whatever. I can keep going if you want. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just
you're from Louisiana. I can tell for sure. That's all I can say.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I think that's what is cool about it. Is it, especially I feel like you probably don't use all of the slang that we use as church members. We say the same things in every church. You say things, and somebody's sitting there going like, "What's an elder? An elder what? What's a shepherd? They do they do sheep here? What?" So they don't know. They don't understand a lot of things that we say. And I can see people that are coming in as a visitor, and they sit there, and you can just tell that this is like the first time they may have ever been in church.
Yeah.
And then we have the preacher talking about things that we all know about. We understand.
Yeah.
And we understand the lingo,
lingo,
and they get.
But they're sitting there clueless.
Yeah, and so it kind of scares them. That's why they feel intimidated a lot of times.
Right.
But we have a real friendly church. Everybody comes up, and if you're sitting by yourself, you won't be long, and that kind of thing. And I think that's great.
Yes.
So
ma'am.
I can just see that in y'all's that you'll be all over everybody that comes in.
Oh,
right.
I just I just can't wait to love on people.
Yeah.
We just want to love on people.
See, that's
Let God clean them up.
That's right.
We'll love them. We'll catch them and let God clean them.
Yes. Yes, that's right. You have such a great energy, and now you have an associate minister, like a worship leader, and what do you?
I was a worship leader. That's what I did first. And I was a worship leader in Austin, Texas, under Bishop Kenneth and Wanda Phillips and Pastor Randy Phillips, and in Austin. And so that's my first. That was when I was 43 now. I was 22 or 23. I think 22 when I moved to Austin. It was 2003, and so that's my first experience in ministry is leading worship. So I am the worship leader. Now sometimes we'll get someone special to come in,
like a traveling
there you
preacher,
go, or
yeah.
maybe we'll pull somebody from Houston who goes to one of those churches that doesn't have a Sunday night, so that frees them up
Right.
To come. And also we bring in some band guys. They play in the church on Sunday morning where they're free on Sunday night to help us take it.
Yeah, that's right.
So it really works
works out
for us,
perfect,
because
yeah.
it frees a lot of people up that are maybe serve at another church that can come up and play for us, or lead worship. But honestly, with it being a small church, I play some. I can sing a little bit. I'll do it myself because honestly, it helps save on what the funds,
of course,
to bring somebody in to do that. So I'm the storage guy, the tear down guy, the setup guy. I guess I try to be all things to all men in this situation.
I love that.
So,
that's great.
Anyway, yeah.
That's really great. Well, I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that God will bless y'all, and it'll be great and keep growing. And then you got to come back. You got to come back
I'd love to.
and tell us what's happening. If you got any kind of event or
Sure.
something like that,
Yes, ma'am.
let us know and we'll promote it. Because I'd love getting. What I've started doing is just having women's ministers come in and talk about and put a spotlight on ladies' Bible class. See, we had ladies' Bible class when I was growing up. My mom would take me, and I just couldn't wait till I got old enough so I could go to ladies' Bible class, and somebody called me Sister Robinson. And that went out with nobody calls anybody sister anymore. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yes.
But ladies' Bible class, and so we've got a lot of them around here. And man, they've got women covered and are helping the women to make sure that they're as spiritually filled as anybody else.
Sure.
And they can't make it on Sunday, or they're working or whatever. They've got things planned for them as well. So it's great. So I've tried to put the spotlight on that, and then and things like that you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
So taking back Sunday night.
We're taking back Sunday nights and No Limits Church. We're in the process of getting our website done, but we don't have a website yet, but we
Right.
do have a Facebook page, and it's No Limits Church, and you just look for Conroe, and you can find that there on Facebook. And we're taking back Sunday nights.
That's right. So if you guys want to take it back Sunday night, and join Cody and the group that's going to be there, and he probably never knows who's going to show up and how many people are going to be there, but you can get on the ground floor of something that's going to be exciting and big, and do that this Sunday night. And Wizard of Oz isn't on anyway, so it's okay. So I want to tell you that we're getting ready to take a break. And I'm going to say bye to you. I hate saying bye to you, but I really won't, because I got to take you back to the parking lot. But anyway, we thank you so much for being here. And I'm acting like we're ending it. Do you want me to come back, or do you want me to end it, Richard? Okay. All right. I'll be right back. We're going to go and listen to Chris Wootton and his financial group. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as...
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show, and we've been talking to Cody Holley. I love that name, Cody Holley. Holly. That's Richard's wife's name is Holly. But you spell it Holly or
Holley.
EY. Okay,
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
the difference. Okay, all right, that's a boy's name. Okay, anyway, I've got to tell this story before I leave. This is just hilarious. Okay, we're talking about always be kind. Always say nice things about people because it may come back and bite you in the behind. And President Biden, bless his heart. You always say that after somebody does something you always say, bless their heart.
That's a precursor.
That's a precursor. Bless his heart. He had just, raked former Trump, over the coals for him having secret classified information in his house. And just let him have it. So, wow, lo and behold, they found some in Mr. Biden's house and in his this office that he had, and then another house that he had. He has a lot of houses, but they found these classified documents. So always be sweet about when you talk to someone, because now they're saying, so if that's what you felt about people that are mishandling, secret, well, I'm not a secret weapon, but it's a secret. The classified document is something that you're not supposed to, mishandle or let where people can see it or read it, and you don't sit by the fireside and read it. It's just you've got to be careful. And he said to the press, now the press, he says to the press, but look, it was in my garage. I had the garage locked, and my Corvette was in that same garage. So nothing was going to happen to him. So anyway, he's having to now backwalk that and moonwalk that because that didn't go over well.
In Louisiana, we'd call it crawfishing.
I think there's another name. I can't say that on there. But I think that he may think twice before he starts bad-mouthing somebody because it may happen to him. And so it was a good lesson for everybody, and they're letting him know it. And I think
there's
that's
an old
good.
song. There's an old song that comes to mind. I think it was the Mighty Clouds of Joy that used to sing it. Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine.
And I think Jesus had mentioned that too about, with you with the log in your eye, don't
That's
talk about
right.
the splinter in the other guy's eye. I
That's
love
it.
So clever, Jesus, so clever. Okay, guys, well, we will, this is my weekend. Usually tomorrow is Friday, but I'm off on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. So you guys stay tuned, and if you missed any of the shows that we had this week, be sure and look back on what we've got, who we had, and it was so much fun. I love you so much. First responders, we respect you and we love you so much. And what's even better, God loves you more. So y'all have fun this weekend. Bye-bye.